Hi everybody, welcome to the painting channel. In this episode, if you do like painting lighthouses, then I've got one for you today. So let's roll that intro. Let's see how we get on. Hi guys, welcome back. As I said at the start, in this episode I'm going to be painting a beautiful lighthouse for you. Now this subject is one that goes down with a lot of people. There are so many examples of lighthouses around the world and lots of people enjoy painting them, and I'm no different. So this is a lighthouse from a recent trip to Cornwall, and it's at the Lizard Peninsula, and it's the most southerly lighthouse in the UK. So I felt it would be nice to paint that for you today, and I do hope that you get something from it moving forward. Now, before we go any further, if you are a subscriber, I thank you so much for all the support you give the channel. If, however, you're not a subscriber, please consider doing so. It doesn't cost you anything. It really does help the channel grow. Give it a like if you've enjoyed this video too. That also helps. And at the same time, click that bell icon thing and the notifications, and it tells you every time I upload a brand new video for you to enjoy. And further to that, if you want a lot more, then there is a Patreon. Now my Patreon has recently, as the last so many weeks ago, changed to purely watercolor, all things watercolor. So if you're a watercolorist and you want to learn a lot more, there are so many videos on there to enjoy, and they're all full length, they're all fully narrated. There's also a weekly live stream. Now the live stream hovers between oil and watercolor, but it's mainly watercolor. And there is also a Facebook community for you to get involved with, where you can upload your images, upload your paintings you're working on, ask questions, get help, get answers from me and all the other patrons that are involved. So it's well worth checking out. Only costs you a few dollars a month, and it's not a lot, but you get so much more for your money. Anyway, enough banging on about all of that. I want to start painting this lighthouse. I do want to get this going for you, and I hope you enjoy it. Now don't forget that the reference to this is always ready for you to download over on my Patreon. I make it a public download. You don't have to be a patron to enjoy using that. As long as you're learning from it, that's the main thing, and it's there for you to use. Anyway, now let's paint a lighthouse together. Take care. Catch you all in the next one. Bye bye. Hi everybody, welcome back. Now this lighthouse at the Lizard is a stunner. It's not everybody that welcome tall, back. Now this light appears to be that tall. I'm sure it is when you get right up close to it. The drawing I had quite a bit of trouble with. I erased it a couple of times. I felt that I've made it largely too narrow, so I needed to make it stouter. But it's a stunning piece of architecture, and I do believe in the past it's actually, the whole thing's been moved back away from the brink of collapsing cliffs in front of it. And I do believe that those cliffs are getting awfully close again. So maybe there are plans afoot to move this thing again in the future. Anyway, enough of that. I really had a lot of fun doing this, but it did take a little time to get the actual architecture right. And this is what I say with everybody. You do need to measure. You do need to put your pencil or straight edge down on the angle you're looking at and transfer that as easily as possible to your painting surface, so that you have a very, very good indication of where it's all got to go. Now I'm clearly showing you that I'm a perfect example of not making enough study of what I'm drawing, because I am making several changes. But as time goes on, I am sort of making decisions and sticking with them. The elliptics are extremely important too. You can make some wonderful elliptics here so that you get the look of the dome correctly and looking up and underneath that big spherical glass at the top of the lighthouse. I've also started putting in a bit of the terrain at the base and also the large building. This part of the building that you see with that wonderful apex frontage that's going away is only a fraction of the whole building. This is just one wing at one end. The whole area, I think, is now designed as a tourist and information attraction center, giving you history and everything else to do with all the sort of lighthouse and all the activities that used to go on in the area. Anyway, what I decided to do was to wet the whole of the paper to do the sky. And I did. I literally wet the whole area. I should have used a bigger brush, but I did wet it. And then I started using my two blues, which is Cobalt and a bit of Phthalo Blue. And they really work well as skies. Now, the blues that I'm putting in are obviously the negative spaces between the white puffy clouds being the positive space. I also added just a little bit of yellow ochre to the mix as it come down. And it gave a bit of a grey, and it offset some of the blue of the sky, but it actually made the clouds look a little bit beefier and a little bit more substance. And I added a little bit more of the yellow ochre right towards the bottom and the sort of horizon lines. I went back in and I touched a bit more blue in and softened a couple of areas that I wasn't quite happy with. But I did make sure that I cut around the lighthouse and the building. I did not want to have any yellows in that building area because, of course, there are going to be some wonderful violet shadowy areas on that white paint of the building. So I needed to preserve that and not to warm it up at the beginning. Now I put a variety of greens in. I started off with phthalo and a bit of lemon, but I soon went over to putting more oranges in there because we're at the end of the season. And of course the grasses are long, they're dying back, they've seeded, the brackens are starting to turn. So there's that sort of yellowness in the grasses. Now I used a little bit of my Ultramarine Violet and a little bit, just a tap of orange, just to shift it off the pure violet. And I went into the two segments that are in shade. Now the first segment will pretty much remain as it is, the center one, but the other one will get a further coating of dark further into the painting. I put that little bit of blue on that bit of rim, and then I used some damp brush to take it back so that you created a subtle transfer between the two areas. And then I rested it with some paper towel so that it didn't bleed any further and didn't go back and haunt me with some horrible marks that may have as it dried off. I put a few key features in the lit wall of the window and the recess to the window, and I used a bit of phthalo blue and a little less cobalt on the side elevation of the building. And once again I used a damp brush just to take it back on one edge and let the sort of seeming light to illuminate the reflected light from the lighthouse on the side of that building. The darks, I used some of my normal dark mixes with a bit of orange and a little bit of indigo to create the darkness on the chimneys. I left a little bit lighter on the front edge where it's catching the light, and when it started to dry I just popped back in now with a bit of a darker mix so that we got the shadow side. But they were black painted chimney stacks and a black roof, and they really do work very, very well. I'm using the same mixes now to look at the shadows and the dark areas in the actual lighthouse itself. I've come down to where the back part is, where the mirrors are for the reflector. I'm not quite sure what all the technical terms are. I'm sure there's somebody out there that knows all of that and can probably let me know. But around the side of the building are the handrails. I put those in as some sort of light on the front. And I then put the weather vane in and the column right at the top of the canopy. And I used a lot of phthalo blue for that. I think it was actually the copper, oxidizing copper, that gives it that bluish, greenish texture on the top of the, or whatever they cover the roof part of that lighthouse. I'm not quite sure, but I think it would have involved a bit of copper. Now I used a rigger and I just drew in the lines. Got to be a little bit careful. I don't think I got mine absolutely right, but hey, it's only a painting. It's my painting. It's never going to be absolutely exact. It does, though, however, refer to it, and it does tell the story. Now I'm putting the dark in, but I felt that this was a little bit too much indigo, not enough violet, and I did then go back in, chickened out, and lifted some of that pigment off. But I think it worked, and it was a fair shout. It was the right thing to do. So I'm quite happy with that, and I think we got the great quality. Now I'm looking at the foreground, and I went in and I was trying to look at some of the heavy dark gorses, and I started off with a little bit too rich of phthalo green. I always tell you, be careful of that green. It's such an aggressive green. And I went in with a lot of oranges into the green after that. Varied my marks, but these are sort of grasses between big chunks of gorse. Then what I did is I changed to a lovely soft flicking dagger, and I was able to sort of scratch around with the paint and flick here, flick there, creating some really organic marks in the foreground. They are suggestive of plant life, but I'm not actually painting plants. I'm merely suggesting them. And I think with that, it was just down to some final details, little bits of information, a little bit of white on some of those bars on the lighthouse. So with that done, we're finished and the lighthouse is complete. Now, I had a lot of fun with this. I do hope that you get something from it. Don't forget, the reference is free to download off my Patreon. You don't need to be a patron to do that. But enjoy it, have a go at it yourself, and I'll catch each and every one of you in the very next video. Take care, have lots of fun, happy painting, all the best. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye. Hi guys, just a little bit extra at the end of this video. If you've liked it and enjoyed it and you've given it the thumbs up, which I hope you have, and become a subscriber, even better. But if you would like to put in the comments, if you have any ideas of subjects or bits of information you'd like to be covered in a future video, then please write them down and put them under this video or any of the other ones. I do get notified as and when comments do come in, and I do read them all. So if you have something or a topic or a how-to, or how do I use this, or how do I work with that, please write them in and I will try and program those ideas into a future video to cover it for you. I'm here to help, and that's really what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to leave it right there. So I do hope that you have some ideas, some thoughts, put them in that comment section. I'll catch each and every one of you in another video very soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you. Hi guys, welcome back to the painting channel. In today's that's all right. That'll do. Okay, next bit. Hi everybody, welcome back. As I said at the start, oh, I've got an itch. Sorry. Again. Hi guys, welcome to the painting channel. In this episode, no, that's not what I wanted to say. Hi guys, welcome back. No, not welcome back. Welcome, not welcome back. Hi guys. Get it right in a minute. Hi guys, welcome back to the... No, it's not welcome back either. It's welcome. That's not even that. Yes, it is. Start again. Hi guys, welcome to the painting channel. In this episode, if you like houses, no, that's a bit of a tongue twister. Right off the bat. Okay, here we go again. Wasn't so bad, I think. Have I covered everything? I think I have. Wasn't a bad lighthouse picture. Anyway, you be the judges.